Hello guys, welcome to the WBKB4 Media Day. I am Sandra the Tank Witch. I'm here covering with iBox today, and we both have Kevin and Gilly, the co-promoters of the WBKB. Hello guys, welcome.
Afternoon Sandra, thank you very much for having us, really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for coming along and doing this for us guys. How are you feeling about the show?
But me personally, I think it's coming on dead fast. The nerves are starting to kick in now, the excitement.
And this is the fourth show for WBKB. This is going to be the fourth show, is that correct, yeah?
It is, like I say, show number 4, and I think it's fair to say every show that we've done so far, it's been successful. I think afterwards we've always went away and evaluated and said what worked, what didn't work, and I like to think that we're getting better at every show. Every show is improving, the quality of the production values, the setup of the show, and the quality of the fights, it's getting better and better every show. So yeah, this is the 4th show now. We're 4 weeks away from the show and everything's gone great. Tickets have flew out, interest and demand's been absolutely phenomenal. And I think we're at that point now where it's like dotting the I's and crossing the T's. Yeah, we're racking our brains for a little bit and thinking, have we covered all bases, aren't we? That's where we're kind of at now.
Going off ticket sales on this one as well, I think we're looking at somewhere bigger the next time. It's just sold out dead fast this one. So
yeah, it's gone fast, hasn't it? Ticket sales have gone through the roof.
So we're going to have to start looking at bigger venues, bigger places to go. We've had talks with people as well, like, you know, joining in other fight groups. We're actually talking about going to Scotland. That's one of the places that we're looking at now, for Aberdeen. That talks with Mark, but again, this is all early work, so this is just
kind of working.
This is the start of things this year. This is just the start.
So April 5th, everything is kind of now, like you said, you're crossing your crosses, dotting your T's. What is the hardest thing about these shows, putting together these shows?
I think it's just the logistics, isn't it? You know, it's you know something. I think
fighters are the worst.
Yeah, well,
funnies, honestly, fighters. Most fighters are funnies.
Can they be quite dramatic?
Drama queens.
You know something. It's a weird situation because you live, sleep, and breathe it. You know, you're in this position where for probably 5 months, the person that we speak to the most is each other. You know, it's constant. It's phone calls, it's messages, it's negotiating with venues, with ring hire companies, with fighters and all sorts, and then when it's finished, all of a sudden it's like this void. We don't speak to each other until it after.
Like a breather.
Yeah, and then eventually one of us like pluck up the courage to send a message to say how's things, man, and then it just kind of starts again from there. That's kind of how the dynamic works between us, basically.
Yeah, it's like a family, isn't it? These are literally you're together, like you said, on the phone, emailing, constantly trying to work things out together.
To be fair, I like that with the fighters as well. So you know, that's what we like. You know yourself, you know, being part of it. We like to think that, you know, that's how we treat it. It's a big family organisation as such, isn't it? You know,
I can vouch for that. I definitely felt taken care of. It was very personal as well. A lot of organisations, it's not that way. So yeah, 100%.
Everything we do, we try to do it on point. You know, it's records matter to us, weight classes matter to us, experience matters to us. So everything that we do is ethical. We would rather not have a matchup than have something mismatched. And I think that last show that we had, there was maybe 5 fights that went the decision. You know, that went the distance. There was a couple of 5-round title fights that went the distance.
What was your favourite fight from that last show?
I've got a couple, like I said. There's a couple I don't really like to. I don't like doing that because it's not fair on the fighters.
Okay.
If I'm totally honest.
I'll single one out. I thought, obviously, I'll give 2. There was yourself versus Tammy O'Connor. Yeah. That was a landmark for us. That was the first ever female fight on our show. We didn't know what to expect. You know, there was no real sort of demonstrable background from either of you 2 guys, even though we knew you were both training. We were like, how's it going to go? And you 2 guys got in there and you raised the bar, you done yourselves proud, you done the show proud. And I thought the other one was probably Sam Blakesley versus Andy Walsh. I thought that was just absolute war, because I think what people appreciate on the day, Sam boxed absolutely phenomenally and Andy got himself off that canvas about four times. And to me, that's what the crowd loved, don't they? It's that warrior spirit of these guys. It's like, get knocked down 3 times, stand up 4. And to me, in this sport, you earn as much respect by doing that in defeat as you can do in victory. So I think those were the 2 standouts for that last show.
Okay, and what about this show? Are you excited? Obviously, you're excited for this show coming up.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think Daz has got my eye on this one, hasn't he? Being an ex-professional boxer and then stepping into the bare knuckle world.
And there's quite a few debuters as well, people with their first fight that are coming into the WBK. This is like their first experience of it as well.
I think what we've got this time around, we've got 13 local fighters fighting this event, so that's a massive achievement for us. For us to bring it, the bare knuckle world to Cumbria like we have, and then to find, we got told that we wouldn't get people said we would 6 fights in the first one, so if you're looking to get 6 fights, you might have to do like a hybrid, like pizza boxing. No. So we're doing it, we're going to go all in, we're going to do a bare knuckle boxing event, it's that simple. But for the first one, we managed to get 9 fights, and each time, again, we're just excelling. But to have 13 local fighters, that's
unbelievable.
And I think, to be fair, that's massive credit to Kev, because I was actually ready. We had a difference of opinion on that first show, because I had kind of fell into that trap, and I said, look, Kev, we can't match a bare knuckle boxing show. We need maybe some boxing or some hybrid boxing to pad the show out. And Kev was adamant. He was like, no, it's going to be a bare knuckle boxing show. And I look now, and that's something that I'm proud of, is a lot of other shows have to pad it out with glove bouts, hybrid bouts. WBKB is just pure bare knuckle boxing, and that's how it's going to stay. We will be there matching pure bare knuckle boxing fights. And I think looking at this show, we've got Daz Askew, ex-professional boxer. He's been out there in a long time. He looks absolutely fantastic. Daz could have come in and demanded an easy fight. Instead, he's fighting a guy from Uzbekistan in Bahar Kudratov, who's had over 200 fights. That's going to be a huge fight. We've got Grant Hocking versus Corey Harrison. Corey's our cruiserweight champion, big heavy-handed fighter. Grant burst onto the scene, experienced MMA guy. Both those guys on the night are going to weigh 100 kilo plus. Somebody's probably going to get knocked out there. And then our third title fight, we've got Sam Blakesley. Again, everybody's saying how well Sam Blakesley boxed last time. And he's up against Martin Smith. And it's a contrast of styles, because Sam's unorthodox and he comes from different angles. Martin's more of an orthodox boxer, but he's strong and he's direct, and he's got this ability to use his range to land punches, as he showed in WBKB4 when he stopped Matt Sutton. So I think all 3 title fights are going to be absolute belters. I think on top of that, you've got guys like Lewis Bragg. He's on his debut. If you want a name for your diary, to somebody to follow, Lewis Bragg could easily be your man. He's 22-year-old. He's upwardly mobile. He's got a huge test. He's debuted against a guy who's had 11 boxing WBKB bouts. Andy Parker is going to come and he's going to give Lewis a tough time. But I think Lewis is somebody who could be out there to do big things, a bit of a star in the future, one to watch out for. Yeah, absolutely.
What is the difference between, would you say, a bare knuckle fighter and a boxer? Like, what is it you have to have different about you?
I think the mindset, for one, isn't it? You've got to be a special person for a bare knuckle fight, haven't you? It's the clinch work. The clinch work rate was just something like that, like the dirty boxing. You've got the back of the edge, coming close, but normal boxers aren't used to that. It's only
because that's where you can win a fight as well, especially if you're fighting with a boxer, getting them in, like you said, close and working the clinch.
So I think from the MMA perspective, for Grant's point of view, that comes in handy for him. So that'll work for him in this fight against Corey.
I think the difference is you've got to be mad to box, and you've got to be on the next level of mad to fight bare knuckle. It's a sport for the real, fellas like this guy. To be honest with you, next level of next level of fighter, basically. It's that mindset. But I think maybe, to me, the biggest difference is, I think sometimes when you box, you can take a punch to land a punch when you're fighting in 10-ounce gloves. Whereas I think in BKB, you run the risk of, if you take that punch to give a punch, you run the risk of the knockout or the cut. Even, like a nasty cut is a game changer. I think you look the other week, Matt Sutton's fight, he was obviously the best boxer by far, but he got a cut. That cut could have obviously cost him the fight. So absolutely. So I think it's a case of, you just got to be more pragmatic about your approach. You can't be as, I think your output has got to be less.
Every shot
you've got to make it count.
Does hurt or cut, you've not got them boxing gloves to protect your face, you've got all these gaps that people can come through, and each one of them shots, when they are the splitting your lips, splitting your eyes, you've got to be on your toes with it.
And for people that are watching that, maybe fight or are interested, what is it that you are looking for in fighters for your organisation? What, makes you go, yeah, they are perfect for WBKB?
Good question. I think for us it's the quality. Like, you know, we've got like to yourself, you know, people that we're putting onto bigger companies as well. So, you know, not only are we getting, you know, we're getting good quality fighters, but they're moving on from us as well. So it's like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just Christ, fucking hell, I fucked up there.
Star quality.
What's the word? Like, you know, like we're a company that's, you know, I don't want to say stepping stone because that's not what we are, but you know,
you're feeder. You're
feeders
to the bigger shows.
I think like you say, what I'm personally looking for is lads who are dedicated, lads who are committed to training, and lads who are ambitious. You know, we don't want lads who are coming here for a paycheck. We want lads who are coming here to say, I want to win this fight, and I want a title, I want to fight for your title next, or in 2 fights, I want the BKFC to be knocking on my door. Those are the people that we want. You know, we don't want people who are coming to mark time. We want people who are coming to bring the fight, who are coming to...
We learned that on the first show, people
you know,
coming for a pay, taking a knee early doors, you know.
Taking a kneel, making it easy for themselves.
It's not what we want,
No, that's it.
And what makes you different to any other, you know, like fight promotion or bare knuckle promotion? What's different about the WBKB?
I think it's a personal level, the personal touch that we give. We are invested in the fighters, you know, we'll give you a ring after the event.
I agree.
We'll give you a ring, you know, like we look after you before the event. We pay all those fighters, you know, we don't have a set limit, you know, it's not just £100 to, you know, come and get your head boxed off.
Yeah.
Depending on how you fight, we do give good wages, you know, everyone is paid, it's not a case of coming for nothing, you know, so, and ultimately, the show's just growing, we're going to be massive soon, you know, we're already getting there now.
I mean, I know, looking at other promotions, looking at you guys, like what you said before, your matching is next to none, you're amazing at matching fights, and I see when, compared to watching other shows or promotions, when you watch the fights, that it's not as maybe exciting sometimes. That's just my own opinion. For the WBKB, you can tell it's matched well. You look after your fighters. I know that personally. I was well taken care of. So yeah, I would agree. You're on another level to.
I think what it is personally.
Other shows as well.
Yeah, I think what we've got between us in different capacities. I've done quite a bit of fight promotion, and Kev's had a heck of a lot of fight experience. And we both sort of walked that path where we both know what it's like to be in the ring. We both know what it's like to do a fight camp.
Yeah.
We know what it's like to sort of, you know.
We know the game as well. We know we've training. You know,
we've been in those lads who are fighting. You know, we've been in those shoes, and we know what it's like, and we kind of understand what it feels like. You know, the pre-fight nerves and things like that, and. You know, I think it does help to get in, you know, to be in touch with the fighters that way, because you know what it's like for them. You know, it's absolutely. I think we bring that to the table, don't we?
Well, we've pulled a couple of fights recently as well through, and we don't need to mention names and things like that. But fights has been coming. We know when people's not feeling right, you know, mentally and physically. So you get someone who's overwhelmed with broken hands, things like that. She shouldn't be doing that. But if we know there is injuries, you know, we pull the fight. If people's going through a bit of a hard time, on the training camps are going right, you know, we pull the fight.
So you kind of take a duty of care.
You've got to, that's part of the job, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think we've all got a duty to realise that this is the hardest sport in the world. It's the most unforgiving sport in the world. I think above all else, you know, we've got to make sure that fighter safety is paramount. You know, it's like I say, I think we're at the point where if we had a 12-fight card and 2 fighters miss weight by a large amount, we would go with the 10-fight card instead, rather than function through it. You know,
that's kind of what makes you different as well.
It has, it's
because essentially what we're looking at is, you know, one day we hope that this will be a fully sanctioned sport, and obviously part of the sanctioning is to make sure that all fighters are on weight and everything's sort of in place, and that's what we've set out to do, is to put all those structures in place now, so that in future, when it does hopefully become a sanctioned sport fully and everything's mandatory, that it's got to be that way via the governing body, that we've already got everything in place. Everything's done correctly already. Yeah, absolutely.
So how did WBKB come around? Like, what?
I think I can answer that one. I think after my 2 fights that I had, so Peter done a lot of promotion with cage fighting and things like that, a lot of boxing shows. I just said it's something I've always wanted to do, you know, after ours, you know, maybe knuckle down a bit of promoting rather than getting my head boxed off, you know. getting a bit older.
So that's how it was born.
Yeah, I think we talked to each other. We said, why don't we go for the first bare knuckle events around here? It's something that we set out and bloody hell, it took off.
Yeah, like I said, we've known each other for a long time through rugby, and then going back to early 2018, he messaged me on a Monday, I think it was, and he says, looking to get back into fighting. If you see any fights for me, give us a shout. Next thing I see a fight advertised, fighter needed for this Saturday, big BKB show. So
I said, get me a fight by that. I didn't say set us up to fail.
A bare knuckle fight.
so next thing you know, at 5 days' notice, Kev's fighting an ex-UFC fighter down in the Echo Arena at London, at Liverpool.
Wow, so that's how that came around.
Yeah, and that's kind of how the friendship sort of blossomed from there.
Fractures to my face, that's how the friendship started.
Thanks, Gilly.
Me taking to the Cumberland Infirmary at Carlisle twice was kind of how we bonded. And I think after that was kind of what cemented our love for bare knuckle boxing, and we just kind of decided to take it forward from there.
It certainly makes you respect it more, especially when you've been through it, you've done it yourself. I think, and that goes back to what we were saying before. At least we know what the fighters have gone through. We've done it ourselves. So yeah, that's how it come about.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, like you say, obviously stuff like COVID kind of kiboshed the.
I was going to ask, when was your first show? What year was it in?
So it was actually 2023 was our first show. Yeah, so two years now. But like I say, obviously COVID kind of put the big kibosh on it. We'd have had it launched before then. But you know something? Obviously it was something that was a few years in planning. But we're glad we took our time and done it. I think again, at the moment we've got 2 shows planned this year. We've got other collaborations in the works. I think next year we'll probably maybe look to up that to 3 shows. But what we're all about is making sure that our shows are quality. It's the planning and things like that. We don't want to be putting shows on.
Something we stick by that, isn't it?
It's
quality.
Yeah, we just refuse to. We set our standards, and that's where our standards will remain. Basically.
And each time it does get better, doesn't it? We are getting better. There's always a little touch more. Whether it's star fighters, I don't know, something else than to bits of key rings on the tables, whatever it may be. Just little things like that. We just try and make it better each time.
Well, such as like this event, we've the ring hire company that we use for this event, they're going to be building a big lighting rig, which is going to increase the lighting values inside the marquee, and they're also going to be building a proper rampway for the fighters to walk onto as well. So obviously that's like just an added feature for the show. Yeah, just to improve the quality of the experience for the fighters and for the spectators that were in attendance.
The little things in the change room, the tops, things like that we give you.
Little basket, bananas, some sweets.
Makes a difference again when you're fighting, you're going into that, you respect that a bit more. They're the little touches that you look out for.
Yeah, 100%, I agree. So where do you see WBKB going in the future? Where would you like to see it going?
Do you know what? I can only answer this for myself. I think it's a sport that's it's not going anywhere. Bare knuckle boxing's around now, and I think we view it very much as a marathon rather than a sprint. We're here for the long term, and we're just going to keep building foundations. And what we are going to do, I think eventually, we are going to branch out. We're looking at bigger venues. We won't name them, but we've got some bigger venues in mind, and we've got some good quality people that we're looking to work with moving forward. And I think it's just getting the WBKB brand out there. I've always said that, in my opinion, if you to use an MMA paradox or a comparison, there's UFC and I view ourselves as being maybe like the Cage Warriors type promotion of bare knuckle boxing that'll put on high quality shows in front of big crowds, and it'll continue to produce the next generation of stars who will win our belts and shine for us, and then obviously maybe go on and get their shot with the BKB or BKFC promotions after that.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much.
Just what I was going to say.
Is there anybody that you would like to thank, or any shout outs that you want to do to anyone now? Now's your chance.
Go on, this is your come and say this.
Right.
Fighters, foremost, people that come out there, and we're knackered, first, they're a big shout out.
Yeah, the show is the sum total of its parts. The show is the people that attend the shows. There's people who've never missed a show. There's fighters who've fought on every show. There's people who've been invaluable to us for every show. there's really too many people to thank.
I think family's got to be a big one as well, because the time that we were going into
I think like I say, it would be remiss of us not to give a massive shout out to the engine room of the operation, which is Kev's wife Kelly. You know, she's absolutely huge. She has to tolerate the pair of us. You know, she really does get the short straw. So obviously she'll eventually watch this, and Kelly, what you do for us, it's you know, it doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you so much. Without you, we really would be lost. Massive shout out to Calvin and Leanne at Bounty Competitions. Literally been there since day one. You know, they've put us on a fantastic footing. A thank you probably isn't. I don't even know how to thank them guys, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, we wouldn't have a show if it wasn't for them. They are, you know, the backbone of it really. The sponsorship. Without the sponsorship, the money that we've got, we literally couldn't put the show on. So these people, they make the show for us.
And for this WBKB show, in addition to Bounty Competitions, I would like to thank Cloud Competitions, Robinson Building Contractors, James Robinson. I would like to thank Mary Port Bodyworks, Maxwell Flooring. Peach Maxwell has been with us since day dot. Paige Sewell came on board last couple of shows, and Paige Sewell's been a huge plus for us. Thank you, Paige, for all your sponsorship. And Kevin Dickinson Windows, huge thank you to them guys. They've been absolutely fantastic. Thank you to Brett, to the Big G gin brand. Looking forward to having a bottle or two of that after WBKB4 is finished. And last but not least, if you're needing skip hire in the West Cumbrian area, there's a fantastic company called KT Skip Hire. They've got all your skip hire needs. If you drop them a message, follow them on Instagram, Facebook, KT Skip Hire for all your skips. So thank you for all our sponsors. Without you guys, we simply couldn't do this. Thank you very much.
So thank you both very, very much for the interview. And I'm so excited. I can't wait for the show.
It's coming up fast, isn't it?
It's 4 weeks today. So April 5th. Workington, where is the show going to be?
So it's at the Fibrous Community Stadium in Workington. Like I say, a big marquee at the stadium. The stadium's got fantastic facilities. It's really going to blow the roof off. So, like I say, very, very small handful of tickets. If you've got them, you're one of the lucky ones. Like I say, this show's going to be on the next level. Just want to say finally a massive thank you to Sandra for the interview, and for Tim Rees, iBox. If you haven't already, give iBox Media a shout out. Get them followed on all your social media. They're doing fantastic work promoting fighters and businesses across the region. Give them a follow. Like you say, two absolutely salt of the earth people who deserve your support. So if you can, iBox is the one for you. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Take care, guys.